Hey guys, it's Antoni here. It feels crazy saying that. I know it's been a while. I just wanted to take some time to chat with y'all because I haven't really done that before, and I think it would be a lot of fun. So, yeah, it's crazy. I first played TF2 back in 2013 when I was just 8 years old, and I practically grew up on this game. My entire childhood, for as long as I can remember, I was playing this game on and off, just having a fun time and trying to get better. And over the years, I've had a lot of joy playing this game. I met a lot of really cool people and had a lot of really good memories. Um, and at first it was just playing pubs and community servers. I remember back in the day, I used to play a lot on this one server. I'm sure the OGs remember it. Intox servers. Intox servers hosted this one server that was a Mario Kart server, and I played the heck out of that as a kid. That server had the ability to b-hop, but in order to b-hop, you had to b-hop manually, so you had to like press spacebar at the right time. And it also had like increased air strafing control and increased like maximum velocity. And because of that, that that server was just so much fun to play on. And it's where I learned like the foundation for my mechanics. Sorry, this is edited Antoni right here. I just tried to find footage for Intox Mario Kart, and I received the sad news that none of the Intox servers are up anymore, which is sad. Hopefully they come back one day. I remember back in the day, I used to play Trollger on that server, and I could just fly around at insane speeds, b-hopping and combining b-hops and rocket jumps to just like market guarding people no matter where they were. And it was just so much fun. And it taught me a lot about like how to move in the game and how to aim at fast speeds, which really helped me later on when I actually started playing competitive, which, speaking of that, at some point, one of my friends on that server actually introduced me to competitive TF2, and I was instantly hooked. At first, I really sucked because I wasn't used to playing the base game. I was used to, having insane air control and like being able to go insanely fast while rocket jumping. Whereas in the base game, you can still go very fast, but it's nowhere near as fast as it was on that server. And yeah, at the time, I just wasn't very good, but I knew I wanted to get better, so I just told myself, you know what? I'll just play and have fun, and whatever happens, happens. And at some point, someone introduced me to MGE, and that became like my favorite game mode in the game. MGE was so much fun because it just allowed me to just get infinite reps playing the game and just fighting. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun to do. Not only because it was good at helping me improve, but also just it was fun to fight people one on one, man. And in particular, I had this one friend that I would always MGE. As a kid, I couldn't play the game during the weekdays, so on the weekends I'd spend 10 plus hours playing the game. And a lot of that time was actually spent MGing this one friend. And those were some amazing times because there was no pressure on who would win or lose. And we'd also throw in, fun MG game modes like the ones on the OiGov servers. Um, like for example, counter jump granary or stuff like that. And it was just a lot of fun. And it also helped me improve very, very fast. If you guys want a trick to get better really quick and to get better mechanics fast, find a buddy who's around the same skill level as you and just MG each other as much as you can. Not only is it fun, but it's also a really fast way to get better. So combining MGE with also just playing pugs here and there, I got pretty good over time. And at some point, I decided to try playing comp for a season. And this was back in season 4, which I don't actually know what season of RGL it is right now. I've been so out of the loop with TF2, but I assume it's like, season 20 or something. This was season 4, so it was back during COVID. And because of COVID, I had the time to actually play a full season. I was in high school, and I didn't have to wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning because it was COVID. So I decided to try out for a main team on Pocket Scout. And it just turns out that I was actually pretty good at Pocket Scout. I actually managed to win main during that season. And that team was just amazing. It was called Obese Whales, and everyone on that team was so cool. If you guys are watching this, you guys are true OGs. I actually miss you guys so much. We should catch up sometime. That team like was so much fun to play on, not only because we were good, but because everyone was just such good friends, and it was just an ultimate like it was just so much fun playing the game with them. It was just always a vibe. We never had bad energy, and it was just a blast. But unfortunately, after that season, we never really played a full season together again. And I didn't really have the time to play a full season again. because COVID was ending, and I decided to prioritize real life stuff over playing a full season because unfortunately, as someone on the East Coast, scrims and matches go really late into the day, and if I want to get 8 hours of sleep, which is very important to me because I don't know, I'm someone who needs a lot of sleep. Um, if I don't get those 8 hours, I don't feel like I'm at my best, right? And unfortunately, in high school, I had to wake up at like 6 or 7 a.m. So, scrimming until 12 or 1 in the morning just didn't really fit my schedule. And so, yeah, I never really got to play a full season of competitive sixes again. I actually had some brief stints with some other teams, um, but they never really worked out. I even actually tried joining back with the Obese Whales on Beggar's Bazooka in Maine a couple seasons later, and the regular season went well, and I was actually able to play, and we kind of played well. But when playoffs came around, unfortunately, I had to travel during playoffs, so um, I wasn't able to play them, and so that kind of sucked. And as for the other teams, even if like I had like stuck with them, I probably wouldn't have been able to play either way because of real life stuff. So yeah, nothing else really worked out, but it is what it is. At some point in my tier two career, I forget when exactly this happened, but there was one night where I tried to run the Beggar's Bazooka in a pug. I think it was a tier two center lobby. Um, I had used the Beggar's Bazooka before in casual and pubs because I was inspired by Blind Power to try it out. But again, I had never actually tried using it in a competitive setting, and so yeah, I just put it on, and like one of the first mids, this happened. And ever since then, everything changed. Once this happened, I kind of felt like it was fate. Like because of this, I was like destined to just learn how to use this weapon. So I committed myself to, learning it and mastering it. And so I spent all the time that I could learning and, just trying to use the weapon in like every pug that I could. And over time I got pretty decent with it. My goal wasn't just, to have fun, but also to prove to people that it was viable in the right hands and that, it could actually work and that it could be just as good as stock, if not better. And ultimately, it was just the most fun way to play the game for me. And so, yeah, I mean, the rest is kind of history. Like, I used it a lot. I made a lot of videos on it, and I like my um, video library because it can show kind of like how as I improved the weapon, like not only did I start playing better opponents, but I also started doing cooler things. So if you watch like my older videos where I first picked up the weapon versus like my more recent ones, it kind of shows like a progression of skill, and I really like that about my channel. But as time progressed and I grew older, my passion for the game waned. In recent years, I haven't played anywhere near as much as I used to. In fact, I actually haven't played the game in months. Um, this footage that you're seeing here was actually my first time playing the game in like 3 to 4 months. And yeah, I mean, the reason for that is just I've been busy in real life, um, as well as the fact that when I actually do have the time to play video games, I've been playing other games. Like I picked up Valorant for a bit and got pretty good at that. Um, I'm a Mortal 3, so that's pretty decent. And I also like, I've been playing more casual games with friends, like Repo, which is just an amazing game. I love Repo so much. But every so often, I get the urge to play TF2 again. There's been times that I've tried to come back to playing TF2 and making content for it, as I'm sure, if you saw my community posts on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm sorry to anyone that I kind of baited into thinking I'd be back with those community posts. I haven't made one in a while, and there's a good reason for that because I don't know if I can commit to that, um, but yeah, there's been times where I've thought about coming back to playing TF2 and making content for it, even if it's just way smaller scale than it used to be. However, I never end up committing to it because of the fact that I'm just afraid of not living up to my past content. I'm so incredibly proud of my old videos, and watching them makes me feel like anything that I put out nowadays will just tarnish those videos' legacy. And so this is the loop that I find myself in with playing this game. I can't decide whether it's a lack of passion or simply the fear of making content that isn't as perfect as it can be that holds me back. Part of me just wants to break the loop and make content, even if it's not perfect. I have a whole wall of sticky notes on my desk with video ideas, and I don't pursue any of them, but I want to. I guess this video is me breaking that loop. I'm sure it isn't anywhere near as cool as my old videos that had 10 to 12 minutes of clips that were all insane, but nonetheless, it's something, and that's better than nothing. I was ultimately inspired to make this video by rewatching some of my oldest videos on this channel. I noticed that these videos I made not because I was concerned about views or the thoughts of other people. I made them just simply because I wanted to and because I was passionate about it. And for a long time, that's how my YouTube channel was. I would make content because I was passionate about it because I wanted to. But somewhere along the way, I lost sight of that, and I started to focus more on the audience and what you guys would want, and what would be best, for retention and stuff like that. And that's just the wrong way of thinking about this. So I want to get back to just making content that I truly want to make, because I feel like not only will I enjoy that more, but it will also be more enjoyable for you guys to watch because I'll be able to show more joy and genuine interest and enthusiasm. So yeah, I don't know if I'll start uploading again, but I just wanted to get this stuff off my chest as it keeps me up some nights. Before I go, I just wanted to say that I really miss you all. To everyone who has supported me along the way, thank you. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I know I haven't been reading comments much recently, but I'm planning to get back into it and to start, reading all the comments that I've missed. Because back in the day, I used to read every single comment, and I want to get back to that. So feel free to comment whatever you guys want to comment. Leave any suggestions, feedbacks, say hi, whatever you guys want to do. Um, yeah, and I hope life has been treating you well. Until next time, it's been Antoni. Peace.